Welcome back to Yvette's View, where we continue to vibe high on good high vibrations. And today it is a special day that I am back because it is my daddy's solar return day, and I wanted to honor him, which I think I try to do that every year, and that's going to just be a part of this this channel, because I honor him because he was my hero. He was my Superman, my Batman. He was, in essence, my God, because like the sun that shines every day and the moon that comes up every evening, he was consistent just like that. And I just kind of wanted to share a few more things with you about him that, due to this 60-day challenge I've been on, and let me side note before I get into him, into my dad, I have to side note the Urban X family for taking me on this 60-day journey, which is called The Hero's Journey or The Hero's Journal. And the book that this journal was inspired from was the book that I purchased from Dwayne Bowser. You must go and purchase that book. And if you are willing to do some shadow work and some light work, this is a good book to start with. And where you want to purchase this is at www.shopurbanx.com to get this journal. It has opened up some things that I really thought I was, through and over. And then I understood that there's continued layers to things in this life. I had this thought that, okay, if I forgive myself for this, then I should be clear and ready to go. If I forgave someone else for something that I thought they did wrong to me, then now my conscience is clear. The freeway of just allowing new things to come to me, I should be good to go. Well, partly that is true, but then there's other parts that there's still things that's kind of tucked over in the corner that you thought you got, and that still wasn't released yet. And that this journal has showed me that, hence why I have to talk about a little bit more about my daddy, Jimmy Wayne Smith Sr., who I chose as my father to come through. The way he showed his love, when I think about it in retrospect, was he was a provider. That's what he knew to do. However, even his hard exterior, I was able to kind of break some of that wall down. So even if he didn't hug me, if I asked him for anything, I was gonna get it done. Whether it was when I was a child and I asked for a cherry pie, he was going to go get his beer, I would get my cherry pie. Every time. No, all I had to do was say, "Daddy, can I get a cherry pie?" My mother would be like, "She doesn't need that." But my daddy would just override that, give me my cherry pie when he came back with his beer. When I got older, if there was anything wrong with my car, anything I would tell him about, he would have just come off the road as a truck driver at that time, driving 12, 16, 18 hours, and would come and fix that for me and get it together so that I would be ready to go on the road. The one thing that really kind of stood out even more to me now that he is no longer here in this dimension, so many things that I've had to do that he would have done that I just really took for granted, like the sun shining every day. When it comes to fixing things around the house, making sure you keep the area free from insects or bugs certain times of the year. He'd spray around the house. If there was something wrong with the toilet, these things worked just on automatic pilot for this man. When I tell you that our household ran so smoothly, I never thought anything was wrong. And if it was something that was wrong with it, that the garbage disposal was messed up, I remember him getting up under the sink and taking care of it, just so that the house could run smoothly and the way it was supposed to. So he definitely made it very difficult for me as a young woman out here and dating and seeing anyone that had 1% of what this man could do. When I say he was a Renaissance man, there was nothing that he could not do. And then to add upon that, he was a cook. So when I say this man could do it all, this man could do it all, my daddy. And then I had a different perspective, because perspective is everything. I didn't understand at one time in my life why I felt like I was not liked. And because I didn't understand what they thought I had that they didn't have. And except for them not having a father. And I guess I know, there's no guess, I know I took that for granted. I took having my daddy in my home and having my daddy in my life as a normal thing, and then why would I feel, some type of way about it? And even though I might have had compassion for my friends who may not have had fathers in their home, there was something about a little bit of guilt later on I was feeling about having a dad. But the one thing that I loved is, and I'm going to segue into, kind of go off and then come back, the Clipse with their song, The Birds Don't Sing, and Malice's part where he goes, damn, I had a dad, because I shared my father with those who didn't. And he gladly would give them advice if they needed it, tell them things that they might need to know. If they didn't want to hear it, he would tell it anyway and tell them, put it on the shelf, you'll get it later. They would just love to gather around him. And then to some extent, I would get a little jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I would get jealous a little bit, because if he showed them any attention more than me, because I had him all the time, So if he needed to give someone else a little bit more attention or a little bit more advice, or they would come to him and ask him things, and he would gladly assist and help and advise if that's what needed to be done. If you were hungry, you could come in the house and get something to eat. That was never a thing. Matter of fact, he'd get mad if you didn't eat. So, that was that era, I guess. But when I tell you that I honor this man for the fact that now I understand why some of my friends may have not liked me on the sly, because of what I had at home. Because I had a dad that never complained, that worked, and I'm gonna try to get through this without crying, that would work even if he was sick. You didn't know it. He never complained. He worked, he came home, he gave my mother the check, he made sure everything around the house flowed, so much so, like I said, you didn't know that there was anything wrong with the house because he was on top of it. It was like he knew what his position was. He played his position. He didn't get in my mother's role. He stayed focused on what he thought was his responsibility. I knew I was loved because I was spoiled, rotten. Because like I said, anything I wanted, anytime I asked, my daddy was gonna do it for his baby girl. He was gonna make sure that I wouldn't get taken advantage of out in the streets when it came to auto mechanics and things of that nature. So now that I'm having to maneuver differently with him not being here, I have to refer back to things that he did and taught me and showed me, and then go from there. But have I made some mistakes? Yes, I've made some mistakes with trying to find some mechanics around in this area and all of those things. But at the end of the day, my daddy, my hero, my consistent at all times father, who would do anything and everything to make sure that his baby girl was good. It was done through the way he would show love. And I just wanted to share some of that with you, let you know how much I love my daddy. And now I understand why when I would talk so much about him to not only men that I dated, but girls that I befriended. My daddy's name, whatever my daddy did, I was always talking about him in some way, form, or fashion, somewhere in the conversation, especially if it was warranted, right? And today is such a beautiful time to share a little bit more about this great man. This is just a beautiful day to honor and give respect to the man, the father, the daddy I chose to come through and chose to continue to keep his legacy alive. Because when I share him with you, I'm trusting that it will inspire other men to be great fathers to their daughters. You'd have no idea what it means for a young girl, a child, a young baby to know that she is loved and protected by her father. And even if you're not a touchy, feely type, being consistent every day, being consistent just being there is everything. Now the loving, touching, hugging can be an extra to that, but if that's not how you get down, my daddy didn't get down like that. He was, a straight shooter and would tell you things and try to get you out of your emotions and out of your feelings because he knew how the world would treat you. He knew that the world was not going to be kind to you. So in his way, again, of showing love, I can't be that soft with you because I'm teaching you to kind of get some shields up, if you will, and armor and weapons if you need to battle the world you're going to encounter. And for that, I appreciate all of it. But like I said, I definitely knew my daddy was a teddy bear to me. He could not refuse me anything I asked. And that's for me is when I knew, my daddy loves me regardless. So, and most people assumed I was spoiled rotten, and I was. And now I can step into being a certified daddy's girl without guilt at all. I'm stepping into the fact that yes, I had a dad. I had a daddy that made sure I was going to be good on all fronts, from a child all the way through my adulthood, and even after I had my own son. He was consistent. And I can't even stress that enough. Consistency is everything. The one thing I could count on from my daddy is that if I asked him, and if it was in his power to do, I was getting it. I was gonna have it done, or he was gonna see or make a way to get it done. If he couldn't do it, he'd find somebody that could. And man, when I tell you he put them through the ringer to make sure that they were able to handle the job. If not, he's not fooling with you. So honoring my daddy on his solar return day is my bliss. It's my pleasure. I love to honor him. I love to talk about him. He is still my everything. And I made it through without, well, the tears trying to come up, but I made it through this video being able to talk about the greatest man who walked this planet, my daddy, Jimmy Wayne Smith Sr. I will always and continue to love you and keep your legacy alive. Men out there, be good fathers to your children. Even if you have issues with the mother, you're just gonna have to make a way. Don't allow that to deter you from being a consistent person that they can count on, that they can rely on. Regardless, I know it can be difficult, but if you have a relationship with your mate and you're married and all of that good stuff, or you just have a good communication with each other to raise the child together, being consistent is going to be everything. That I stand on. Being consistent, being there, knowing that that child can call you or see you, or know they're going to see you every day, know they can get whatever they need from you every day of their life, from a child on up, is everything. Because my daddy was that type, not even just to me, but to his sons as well. He would tell them what they needed to hear, not what they wanted to hear. And if they listened, fine. If they didn't, he still was there for them. Because he knew they would do foolish stuff, just like, most of us would do foolish stuff when we're young. We make mistakes, but that's learning how to choose differently than you chose that time. So it's always a learning curve and a learning progress. They try to just, keep you from having those mistakes. But sometimes we have to bump our own heads, and that's not a bad thing. But the fact that if you have a relationship with your children, and especially your daughters, fathers, it's everything to be their everything. Everything that he went through, he evolved to be the greatest father for his children, and especially me. Because when I knew that he wanted a girl by any means necessary, then I knew that I wanted to be his daughter. And I'm just grateful that we were able to make that connection in the cosmos, right? And I came through, and I'm his daughter, here today, standing on his principles and being able to share a part of him with the world. That has been my bliss. It has been my honor. And again, grateful to be able to share with you on my Daddy's Solar Return Day. This journal just opened up just new avenues of thought for me to be able to come on and talk about him in this way today. So with that being said, I'm going to continue to say, go and get this journal. Also, go and purchase the book. It's on, I want you to try to get it from his website if you can. Like I said, www.shopurbanx.com. Also, don't forget to purchase Dwayne Bowser's book, Gotta Laugh to Keep from Crying. I didn't start living until I thought I was dying. Great book, great journal. It's a must-have, family, and it's a must that you even do your journey, following your hero's journey. So don't forget to purchase those books. They will bliss you more than you will ever know. And so with that being said, I am going to let it go here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time I post a video. Don't forget to hit the word all if I didn't say that. And as always, continue to vibe high on good high vibrations. Enjoy the rest of your day, family. Peace.